fun to watch. Exciting player. I gotta admit, I haven't really been following her in Namibia. Has she been scoring goals?
She scored a couple. She scored two goals.
I think two. Yeah.
One or two.
Okay.
One.
She's created a few, but she scored one definitely last game.
Scored plenty of goals.
So
you don't even know who has scored 2 or 1. Because they're scoring goals are plenty. But they're really looking good. What would you say about the women's game in Africa?
I think it's improving, and I like the fact that this tournament in Namibia it puts the spotlight more on the women because I know. African fans love to talk about the men's teams, but this is a chance for the women to get some acclaim, and I'm all for it. I wish it was a little larger. I think there's 8 teams in Namibia.
8 teams.
It's not as large as the Nations Cup with 16, but I think it's good for the game, and I think African women's teams are improving, and these tournaments help. They help that improvement.
All right, let's take a look at the fixture that you have tomorrow. The girls are playing. For Pride are playing to top the group so that they can meet a weaker team in the other group. It will be Namibia, the host, against Nigeria. Nigeria already through to the semis. Avoid defeat, you top the group, and then Zambia against Cote d'Ivoire. That is the big game because Zambia will still be nursing some hope. They've lost 2 games in a row. Cote d'Ivoire have lost 1 and won 1. So Zambia will fancy their chances of scoring plenty of goals and then still sneaking through the back door. So those are the fixtures for you.
Is that the case that Zambia is dreaming? Because this is their debut appearance at this competition. They've lost 2 games. How they're going to beat a particularly strong team like Ivory Coast beats me. So I think it's done and dusted. It should be Nigeria and Ivory Coast coming first and second that group.
And of course, we'll be waiting for what will happen on Saturday. When the other group will be concluded. Let me read a few comments on Twitter. Twitter is buzzing for the first time. I mean, my Twitter handle is tearing apart. But this is an interesting one. Kwazim Kelani says, Sonny, let me show you this. He says, Sonny, I'm delighted Sonny Young is live in Nigeria. I won his VOA sports listener once. He's a great guy. Kwazim, you should be a chief. You should be a chief in Nigeria.
I wish I had some more goodies for him.
All right, let's read a few more comments this time. Awolola Abraham says Keshi made a mistake of his life. He should have resigned after the World Cup. Waiting for this is bad. I have a different attitude to it. It was just patriotism. It was just commitment to Nigeria. Yeah, you could fault Keshi that he was boasting about having jobs elsewhere, but I see patriotism in this instead. Working without a contract, because if you didn't take it, we were still going to be in this
If you didn't take it, the same people who are asking him to go will also be the person asking to call him a Judas. So it's never
between the devil and the deep.
There's being a coach in Africa is one of the most difficult things you can do. If you win, you are in trouble. If you lose, you are in trouble. So what do you do? I know Keshi will be back at some time in Nigeria's future. His story with Nigeria is not finished. The same people who are yelling Keshi go yesterday will soon, at some point in the future, be asking for Keshi's return. So it should be calm. Something Siasia
is back.
He's back
As Olympic team coach.
A man who was persona non grata in Nigeria a few years ago. Now he's back in the Olympic team, setup. In a few years' time, working. I'm seeing that by the time the white coach leaves, who says South Siasia doesn't step back into the shoes as Super Eagles coach?
Well, Sonny Young, great to have you in our house tonight. This is our house. I mean, the fans are enjoying you. And they said we should give you double high five. All right, that's an interesting one.
I like that.
Double high five for Sonny. We need to go on a quick break now. Bring you something from the women's game, the African Women's Championship. When we return, Nadio Konta will be joining us. We'll be talking the domestic league. We'll be talking the Globe Premier League. Games were played today. We have results for you. We also have an abandoned game. And that makes it 3 abandoned games in the last couple of weeks. Not good testimony at all for our domestic football. And let me add, Sonny loves Sunshine Stars.
I love that name. Sunshine.
They won their game today. We'll talk more about that when we return. Join us again.
Can he finish? Unselfishly lays off! What a start from the Congolese. What a great counter-attacking goal. And it's the goal that's scored by the man Chiquito Lema of AS Vita Club. And he has given the Congolese a run. He needs to step up now, and he starts that moving forward with power as he does. Yaya Toure! Ho, 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 ho! Damn on your feet, they would say. Absolutely brilliant, vintage Yaya Toure. That's how you respond. And he didn't do it. He did it with a Zambian squad while full of. There's a chance here. Oh, can you believe it? Oh, what a show we've been treated to. Beautiful. What a goal.
He deserves to take this off, the shirt off. Because this is a wonderful. Look at the pressure that he's got from the defender.
They've been clinical, these Leopards.
He's not facing your goals. And what a magic way to turn it around.
Here they come again. Could be more problems here for the Ivorians. Oh! 3-1! There! Whoa! They are putting on a show on the Leopards here.
They certainly are. And now the dance comes on. Yes, it is hot. And yes, they have been hot.
Victor Boni works it wide to JJ. The cross and the header. And they've managed to stick it away. Well, that's just what they needed. And is it danger that these Leopards...
Well, those highlights for you from the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. It was Congo DR going to Abidjan and beating the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire 4-3. 3-2. 3-2. 4-3. Yeah. Wow, 7-goal thriller. Congo DR winning that game away from home and putting the Elephants in danger of not qualifying for the Africa Cup of Nations. Well, Sonny is still here. Good news, Sunshine won their game by 2 goals to nil. They knew you were coming to town.
They were shining brightly.
Shining brightly. And Doom Nadio Conta is also with us on the program tonight. Doom, good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Let me shake him first. You're welcome. This is our house.
Your house. The big house. Yeah. Doom Nadio, before we run through the results, the top 4, the bottom 4, and talk about the guy who is painting the league red with goals, let's just talk about this dangerous trend. Nembe Lobi abandoned. 2 minutes to be played somewhere later. Nembe Gombe abandoned. Now Giwa Sharks abandoned.
And
not a good trend.
All 3 common. Penalty awarded in injury time.
Penalties awarded
in injury time.
The team walks off.
It walks off.
But the story from Jos, there are 2 versions. Some people are claiming that the penalty was awarded and the players of Sharks protested and that was it. Some other people are saying a penalty was awarded and then a stone was thrown from the stand by a fan, hit a player of Sharks. He was bleeding and his teammates said they were not going to continue the game because that was breach of security. So in whichever way it is, it's a tough one for the LMC.
I think the more you have games on TV, the less you have incidences like this. Because we've seen 2 things happen. We've seen it because some of these teams, it goes on from one club to the other. They are seeing this as strategy.
Particularly
this is a dangerous trend. This is a dangerous trend and more work for the O&D and appeals committee. Because these clubs are not going to lie low. Because even the government decision is not going to end with the LMC. The O&D will see to advance and does. And the appeals committee, and we know the distance in terms of taking the decision. And the league we just have 5 days. By November 9, officially on the LMC's website, the league will end.
November 9?
Yes, officially. But if this decision goes on like this, and you have an appeal order for replay, the league may not end on November. Some of the teams in the league. Because you can't play outstanding game after the last game of the week. That's where we have this dangerous trend. I think the LMC must do proper monitoring. And security, but these games must be on TV. When these games are not on TV, some of the games on TV, you see how these fans will condemn themselves. Even the home teams, because you know it's on TV, everybody's watching. You don't have anything to hide.
All right, let's take a look at the results very quickly of matches played today. A lot of interesting results. No victory on the road, and trying to see if any team on the road even scored a goal. I don't know. But Dumno, run through for us.
Well, Pillars defeated Gombe 2-0. Rangers won the Osaguna flew in from Abuja scored. So these are the kind of matches we want from our Super Eagles.
These are the kind of matches came in.
Yes, these are the kind of matches. I hope it continues like this. By the time it goes elsewhere, it goes to Europe or goes to a bigger club. He has this kind of attitude. We know some of these players. When was defeated Dobby Star Steven. In fact, Bola flew from Abuja. It was on the bench. It came in later. So these are some of the attitude we are talking about.
Players playing for their club.
They are playing for their club. Abia was tuning over Bayelsa United. We'll talk about the Bayelsa United story because you have the story, the biblical story that choose who you will serve this day. some players, some senior players said,
They are
"We
not
not play
going."
well. We are not good. The other